What is a legendary life? If you've ever heard people talking about living a legendary life, you're probably wondering what that means. What is a legendary life? How do you start living one? In this video, we're going to look at what it means to live a legendary life. We'll see how it can benefit you. We'll also look at the changes you can put in place so that you can launch your legendary existence. Living your legendary life essentially means that you're living your best life. It means trying to maximize the potential in everything you do to give yourself the best chance of feeling good. It means achieving more and experiencing maximum happiness. It means that you exploit your potential to the full and seize opportunities whenever they present themselves. It also means you pursue your dreams freely without allowing yourself to be held back from achieving everything you could. Living a legendary life also means that you need to find balance. This is a vital element of staying healthy and happy. When you manage your energy and time wisely, you can nurture yourself to the full. Taking care of your mind, body, and spirit allow you to live the best life you can. If you're ready to start living a legendary life, keep watching. We'll give you practical tips to help you achieve your full potential. Discover how you can implement change to make your life the best it can be. In this video, we'll talk about awareness and planning. It stands to reason that you can't implement change for the better in your life until you know what's wrong. You can't improve something if you don't know what needs to be improved. The first thing you need to do is, therefore, to become more aware. You need to take a closer look at your life to identify where the problems lie. Recognizing where the problems lie. The first step to living a legendary life is being brutally honest with yourself. Take a close look at your life. Examine the aspects of your life that you aren't happy with. Which elements of your life are bringing you down? Where could improvements be made? It isn't easy to look objectively at your life. Nobody wants to dwell on the problem areas. Very few people are willing to focus on the things that make them feel unhappy. Yet this is essential. You need to be aware of what's wrong to turn it around for the better. Take the time to consider every part of your life. Look at your health, your job, your relationships, and your leisure time. Are you happy with the way things are going? What aren't you satisfied with? You need to be ruthless with yourself. There's no point in lying to yourself or overlooking the truth. If something is making you unhappy, it needs to be addressed. Otherwise, you cannot ever live a legendary life. Note down the areas of your life with which you are dissatisfied. Perhaps you're unhappy with your weight or want to feel healthier. Perhaps you're bored and unstimulated in your job and you want to embark on a new career. Perhaps you're tired of meaningless dates and long for commitment to one special person. Maybe you're tired of sitting and watching TV every night and are ready to take up a new, fulfilling hobby. Jot down all your observations. You'll need them to help you move to the next stage. Visualizing perfection. Now that you have a list of things that are making you unhappy, it's time to start implementing change. To move towards improvement, you need to visualize perfection. How does your dream life look? You need a clear idea of the goals and intentions you need to achieve. This will enable you to take the necessary action. Acting, all too often, feels intimidating and frightening. Sometimes, it may even feel impossible. If you've been working in the same job for decades, for example, the idea of resigning may be terrifying. If you've always had problems committing to a relationship, the idea of settling down could seem impossible. Yet if you begin visualizing what you want from life, you can begin to see how change can be made. Visualizing a test run. It gives you a clearer idea of how you can live a dream life. It will also help you to establish more clearly what you want. It also helps you to adopt a more positive mindset. How do you begin visualizing? The first step is to choose your focus. Pick one of the areas that you need to improve and focus on it. Think about how you'll feel once you've turned it around for the better. Allow your imagination to lead you. For example, if you're keen to change your job, imagine what you'd like to do. Which career path would stimulate you and give you the satisfaction you seek? Picture yourself working at the job of your dreams. How will your life look? What will you wear to work every day? How will your daily routine appear? How will you get to your new workplace? Ask yourself those questions and let yourself experience the feelings you'd have if everything you imagine was real. This practice is vital to success. It puts you into the correct mindset that you need to succeed. It also boosts your mood. Designing your legendary life. A major key to success is having intention in everything you do. Setting intentions allows you to act with drive and purpose. It allows you to determine a clear path to follow. It allows you to identify what you must accomplish. By setting yourself intentions on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, you'll develop purpose in your life. This will also enable you to measure how successful you are being in improving your everyday existence. What is intention setting? Essentially, it's the same as setting goals for yourself. Setting intentions allows you to decide the types of feelings and emotions you're seeking. Essentially, it's the same as setting goals for yourself. When you intend to become or do something, you're taking a step closer to a legendary life. So, how do you go about establishing intentions? The easiest way is to write them down each day, week, or month. Choose the interval which works best for you. Just make a list of the things you need to accomplish during that time. Some examples of intentions you may set yourself include: I intend to go to the gym 3 times this week. I intend to call 2 friends that I haven't spoken to recently. I intend to apply for a new job this week. These exercises enable you to obtain a clear vision of what you're seeking in life. It gives you things to focus on. It also helps you to avoid feeling overwhelmed. By taking things slowly, a couple of things at a time, you make change manageable. If you take things a step at a time, you can stay in the present. That makes your life a lot more rewarding. In this video, we'll discuss invest in your physical health. Now you've set intentions, visualized your legendary life, and designed a plan. The next step is to begin a health journey. Consciously work towards taking better care of your physical well-being. This will help you feel more positive and successful. As a result, you'll be ready to tackle the more challenging intentions that you've devised for yourself. When you take the effort and time to eat well and exercise more, you'll be setting yourself up for success. You'll look good and feel good. That helps you to feel as if there's nothing that can't be accomplished. Of course, it's often easier said than done to improve your physical health. Starting small can help. Try making 1 change a day. Start taking a short walk every evening, or add a piece of fresh fruit every day. If you launch straight into a restrictive diet, you won't be able to stick to it in the long term. If you rush into buying a gym membership, there's a good chance you'll never use it. Don't rush yourself. Add healthy elements gradually into your life. This will allow you to adapt over time. Improve your diet. Eating well lies at the heart of overall wellness. If you survive on a diet of fatty foods and processed meals, you'll never feel your best. It can be all too tempting to indulge in sugary treats and fast food. After all, the temptation is everywhere. However, before you stop off at McDonald's after work to grab a burger, take the time to think. Remember how you visualized your legendary life. How did the ideal you look and feel? You can be certain that ideally, you are not overweight nor unwell. Of course, there's nothing wrong with indulging now and then. Loving yourself every so often is important, as we'll see later in this course. But a treat is only a treat if it's occasional, not every day. Whatever the temptation to get takeout or buy a box of donuts on the way home, it's important to resist. Instead, focus on creating delicious and healthy meals at home. Cooking from scratch is the best and easiest way to incorporate whole foods into your diet. By avoiding processed foods and concentrating on real foods instead, you can enjoy better overall well-being. What should you be eating? Plenty of fresh fruit and vegetables should always be on the menu. However, a balance in your diet is imperative. Fiber, whole grains, and plenty of legumes will keep your body working properly. Remember to drink more water, too, every day. There's no need to go on an extremely restrictive diet. By simply switching to healthier, whole foods, you can improve your well-being. Keep to your recommended calorie intake each day and minimize your alcohol consumption. Try to avoid excess caffeine, too. All this will make you healthier on the inside, and that contributes to the outside, too. Exercise more. Everyone knows they need to take enough exercise to stay in good shape. However, most of us don't get enough every week. Adding exercise to each day helps to improve your physical well-being. Most people today have an increasingly sedentary lifestyle. Yet, We should all be doing a minimum of 150 minutes of exercise each day. A goal of 10,000 steps daily is the recommended amount to minimize health risks and boost well-being. People who don't exercise enough are at risk of several problems: a greater chance of developing cancer, mental health issues like anxiety and depression, a greater risk of cardiovascular issues, obesity, hypertension, high cholesterol. Getting more active is therefore important. So, how can we fit it into our lives? As we've already said, it's pointless to rush into buying a gym membership. There's a strong possibility that you'll go for a couple of weeks, then give up. Change needs to be implemented slowly and at a manageable pace. Therefore, fitting exercise into your routine is the best way. Try standing and walking around during your working day instead of sitting at your desk. Forget the elevator, take the stairs. Walk to work or the store rather than driving, or try cycling instead. Take a walk every evening before bed. Add 10 minutes of yoga or Pilates into your morning routine. Once you begin to see the positive benefits of exercise, you can increase the amount you do. You can then start adding in some sports or physical activities. Go swimming a couple of times a week. Take a jog around the block every other evening. Sign up for an aerobics class. Join a sports team. You'll soon be on your way to a new, healthier you. Take care of yourself. It can be hard to take care of yourself. Many of us are so used to taking care of others instead. If you're a busy parent, most of your time and effort goes into caring for your kids. If you're caring for elderly parents, your focus is naturally on their well-being. It's all too easy to stop thinking about what you need. Yet caring for yourself is an important part of living a legendary life. If your child was feeling ill, you'd take them to the doctor, right? So, it's equally important to do the same for yourself. If you're unwell, it's tempting to struggle through. Yet, that does no good for your overall well-being. Leaving problems until they get out of hand is counterintuitive. If you struggle on, even though you're in pain or feeling sick, it could eventually get worse. It's always best to seek treatment at the first sign of a problem. Ending up in the hospital or sick in bed for weeks won't help you live a legendary life. Take the time to see a physician if you feel something isn't right. Visit your dentist regularly for checkups. Get your eyes tested at regular intervals. Prevention is always better than cure. In this video, we'll discuss invest in your mental health. The modern world is fast-paced. All of us are more stressed than ever before. Trying to fit everything in, from working to caring for the kids, can seem impossible. It's no wonder, then, that more people are suffering from anxiety and depression. Investing in your mental health is something which, all too often, gets overlooked. Yet good mental health is key to living a legendary life. If your mind isn't in a good place, it impacts your entire life. If you're depressed and anxious, you can't focus enough to succeed at work. Your relationships bear the brunt. Your physical well-being suffers. In short, improving your mental health is vital. If you find that you're always rushing around, meditation can be highly beneficial. It's an excellent practice to help you achieve clarity. It's also useful for taking breaks from life's hustle and bustle, allowing you to tune into yourself. If you've never done meditation before, start slowly, easing yourself gently into your practice. Find somewhere quiet and comfortable where you can fully relax. While an hour-long meditation might be optimal, start out with just 10 minutes. When you meditate, you're aiming to become more mindful. You're focusing on your breath and your body. If your mind wanders, acknowledge it and bring it back to your breathing. Meditation injects long-lasting and far-reaching benefits into your life. Even better, you can do it in the comfort of your own home. It will lower your stress levels, help improve your focus, and reduce your brain chatter. All of this will help you work towards living your legendary life. So how do you get started with meditating? Sit somewhere that is comfortable, quiet, and calm. Set yourself a time limit for meditation. 5 to 10 minutes is a good starting point. Focus on your body. You can sit with your legs crossed, on a chair, or kneel. Ensure you're stable and in a comfortable position. Feel your breathing in and out. Notice when your mind wanders. Return your focus to your breathing when it does. Don't judge yourself or be cross with yourself if your mind wanders. Don't focus on those thoughts either. Just return yourself to your breathing. Once the time is up, open your eyes slowly. Take a few moments to become aware of your environment. Notice how your body feels. Note your emotions and your feelings. Practice this every day and slowly increase the amount of time you spend meditating. You'll soon be able to experience mental and physical benefits. Practice self-love every day. In the rush of daily life, have you forgotten about the relationship you have with yourself? Loving yourself is a key element in living a legendary life. You can't create the perfect existence if you're not in tune with yourself. You must pay attention to your emotional state and your intuition. Never forget that you're special. You're unique in this world. That's why you can live a legendary life. You deserve love, not only from others, but from yourself too. Many people find practicing self-love very challenging. They're not even sure what it involves. Rest assured, self-love isn't about being a narcissist or self-absorbed. It's about being in touch with yourself, your happiness, and your well-being. What does self-love look like? Here are some tips for putting it into practice in your life. Tell yourself something positive each day. Maybe you look good. Maybe you handle a specific situation well. Maybe you achieve something extraordinary. Make yourself smile by reminding yourself of it. Celebrate each win, even if it's something small. Try new things that are outside of your comfort zone. You'll be surprised how good it makes you feel. Indulge in something you love occasionally. Nothing bad will happen if you eat that donut once a week. Take time out for you. Have a bubble bath and listen to some relaxing music. Treat yourself well. Forgive yourself for things that you've done that are weighing on your mind. Relax for a while. Sit down with no distractions. Grab a cup of something and just chill. Paint, sculpt, compose, draw or write. Express your creative side. Allow yourself to go out and enjoy yourself. Meet a friend for coffee or a meal. Socialize. You'll feel better for it. Try yoga. If you've never tried yoga before, it could be time to give it a try. It can enrich your life on several levels. If you take the time to practice yoga daily or weekly, your brain can enjoy a mental break. Life is full of chaos. Yoga helps you disconnect from the hustle and bustle. Even better, it helps you to connect the body and mind on a deep level. When you practice yoga, you become aware of your body. You can then be more in tune with what it needs. Of course, yoga is an excellent exercise. Some forms of yoga, like hot yoga and Bikram, are an outstanding workout. Yoga helps you to stretch and become more flexible. This means it can help you achieve your physical health goals too. Over 90% of those who practice yoga start to feel relief from stress and to improve their fitness. However, over time, they realize that it can help them in achieving their life goals. It can help you fulfill your potential. Why? Yoga's health benefits are real. It can reduce your risk of heart disease, reduce blood pressure, and help maintain a healthy body weight. Yoga can also help with several medical issues. IBS, chronic pain, asthma, and fatigue can all be improved by practicing yoga. As we've already noted, if you feel well, you can focus on other areas of your life. This allows you to work towards living your legendary life. However, the main benefits of yoga are for the mind. Not only can yoga reduce anxiety and depression, but it can also change your brain. Yoga can protect against cognitive decline as you age. It can also boost positive emotions and increase feelings of relaxation. Even better, it causes growth in parts of the brain related to learning and memory. It also shrinks the part of the brain related to anxiety, stress, and fear. As a result, you'll be better able to work on your legendary life goals. Journal your thoughts. Not everyone has someone to listen to them when they need to talk. One great alternative is to journal your thoughts. Writing down your thoughts and feelings helps to reduce anxiety and stress. It also helps to organize your thoughts. In short, journaling helps you to cope with the stresses of life productively. When you write your thoughts and experiences down, you can use them for your advantage. You can identify future aims and goals. By writing down experiences, you can spot mistakes you've made. This helps you to take the right action in the future so you can achieve your goals. Journaling helps you clarify the problems you face. You can then focus on finding solutions. It also helps you to enter useful self-dialogue. You can express yourself fully without worrying about others' opinions. As a result, you can connect with your feelings and thoughts and achieve mental clarity. When you write a journal, you can grow as a person. You can achieve greater emotional stability. Also, as time progresses and you look back over your writing, you'll see how the change affected your life. This may be for better or for worse. Either way, you'll be able to see how much progress you're making towards your goals. In this video, we'll talk about let go of negativity. We all have a voice in ourselves that tells us that we can't do something. We can call it your inner critic. All too often, we make the mistake of listening to it. That can cause stress in your life, not to mention a lack of fulfillment. It may seem daunting to become aware of that voice in your head. However, once you're aware of it, you can start letting go of its negativity. Recognize your self-talk. Negative self-talk is very damaging. You need to redirect it to achieve personal growth. Once you can identify negative patterns within your thought processes, you can turn them into positive energy. Becoming self-aware is a vital step to living your best life. Each step you take takes you closer to your legendary life. Sometimes our inner critic can be helpful. It can help us to stay motivated. If your inner voice tells you not to eat that burger because it's bad for you, it's sensible to listen. However, all too often that critic is harmful, not helpful. It can breed excessive negativity. That negative self-talk brings you down. Negative self-talk takes several forms. It may sound grounded, like I'm no good at this, so I shouldn't do this in case I get hurt. Alternatively, it may sound mean, like everything I do goes wrong. It may sound realistic, like I got a bad mark for this math test. That means I'm no good at this subject. It may even become a fearful fantasy, like I'll fail my class and never get into college. Negative self-talk limits your ability to truly believe in your abilities. By diminishing yourself, your confidence is also undermined. This stops you from putting in place positive change. Therefore, it stops you from your full potential and living a legendary life. Negative self-talk is linked to poor self-esteem and high stress levels. This reduces your motivation and makes you feel helpless. The more you say to yourself you can't do something, the more you'll believe it. You start to believe that you need to be perfect, but perfection is unattainable. You begin to feel depressed and insecure. This can even cause you to develop relationship issues. Most importantly, negative talk isn't positive. Positive self-talk, on the other hand, is instrumental in achieving success. This has been proven in studies that have been carried out among athletes. These showed that those who participated in positive self-talk achieved greater success. So, how can you identify that inner voice and take steps to address it? Catch your inner critic in the act. When you notice yourself listening to that inner voice, stop straight away. Would you speak to a child or a good friend that way? If not, it's negative self-talk, and it needs to be stopped. Remember, feelings and thoughts aren't always real. Just because you think something negative about yourself doesn't mean it's true. Thoughts may be skewed and subject to moods and bias. Try naming your inner critic. When you do this, you're acknowledging that it's outside you. This helps you to recognize you needn't listen or agree with it. It also helps you to see the ridiculous nature of some of those critical thoughts. Contain that negativity. Only allow that inner critic to criticize certain elements of your life. Alternatively, limit the length of time you've prepared to listen. This restricts the impact of negativity on your life. Turn negativity into neutrality. Catch your inner critic talking to you negatively. If you can't stop yourself from listening, try to change how intense the language it uses is. Turn "I hate this" into "I find this challenging." Using gentler language helps to mute the negative power the critic has. Question your inner voice. Negative self-talk frequently goes unchallenged. Catch yourself in the act and then question whether it's true. Most negative self-talk is an exaggeration. If you call yourself out, its influence is less damaging. Be a friend to yourself. Your inner critic is often your worst enemy. It allows you to say things to yourself that you'd never dream saying to a friend. Imagine if you were saying such negative things to a loved one. How would they feel? Instead, imagine how you'd share those thoughts with a friend. This will help you to change negative self-talk into positives. Change your viewpoint. Try thinking long-term. Will this thing upsetting you now really matter in a couple of years? Look at your problem from a distance. This will shift your perspective. It'll help you to minimize the negativity. Talk out loud. When negative thoughts stay in your head, they're more powerful. Speak them aloud instead. That helps you to see how ridiculous your negative self-talk is. It will help you to realize that it is unrealistic and unreasonable. Speak it out loud to a friend, and you'll also gain extra support. Stop the thought in its tracks. You can do this physically. Wear a rubber band around your wrist and snap it when you experience a negative thought. You can do it mentally by visualizing a sign saying stop. You can even just try changing to a different idea when you have negative thoughts. This works especially well with extremely critical or repetitive thoughts. Turn bad into good. This is the best way to combat your negative self-talk. Try replacing those negative thoughts with good ones. It needs to be accurate, but also encouraging. For example, instead of saying I'm bad at this, say I'm still learning how to do this. Embrace your mistakes. If you want to live a legendary life, you need to fail forward. Recognize that there are no mistakes, only lessons to be learned. If something bad happens, learn from it. When you accept your shortcomings and mistakes as an opportunity for personal growth, you'll be less fearful. You'll also be more self-assured and confident. As a result, your life becomes more fun and rewarding. Most of us feel bad when we make a mistake. We feel angry with ourselves. Many of us beat ourselves up mentally, time and again. It's important to avoid this. Look at each mistake as a gift. It gives you a chance to explore areas which you need to work harder. Maybe you need to change your approach. Explore what took place and why. This will help you put the situation right in the future and avoid making the same mistake again. On the other hand, don't refuse to acknowledge your mistake. Don't blame others or the situation itself. A victim mentality will not help you at all in the long run. You must learn how to learn from it and move on, growing stronger as a person. How do you learn how to embrace your mistakes and failings? Be open about the possibility of making a mistake. All humans make mistakes. Embrace them as a chance to learn a life lesson. Yes, you may get hurt. However, you'll learn how to move on instead of wallowing in disappointment and regret. Be aware. Always look out for areas that can be improved. Become aware of what you do and why. How do you feel about it, and how are you making others feel? You'll actively be seeking betterment and avoiding unnecessary mistakes. Accept responsibility. No matter what happens or what mistake you've made, take full responsibility. Even if there was another party involved, you can always learn something. It's liberating to accept responsibility. While it's difficult to admit that you're wrong, it demonstrates your courage and strength. It also helps you to commit to your personal excellence. You'll also be accepting responsibility for putting things right. Fix something that was done badly. Correct a misunderstanding. This will help you to make better choices in the future. When you're open to life's lessons which can be learned from all encounters, situations, and events, you'll empower yourself. As a result, your relationships with others will be richer and more meaningful. You'll also develop a greater self-respect, greater maturity, and more integrity. As a result, you'll be able to work on your plan to live a legendary life. In this video, we'll discover about adopt the attitude of a winner. Think like a winner. If you're going to be one of life's winners, you need to think like a winner. After all, thinking is the key to success. When you can master your thoughts, you can achieve any goal you set yourself. It may sound simple, but it's surprisingly difficult. You'll need to develop an awareness of your thoughts and how they affect your life. One angry feeling can impact your life negatively for hours. A negative mindset directly affects your success. It's important, therefore, to consider the thoughts that bring you down. How can you change them into thoughts a winner would have? Firstly, you need to believe anything is possible. Winners won't ask whether they can achieve their goals. They simply know they can. Challenge the belief that something is impossible. Show others around you that it isn't the case. Demonstrate that you can do the impossible, and inspire yourself and others, reinforcing your own beliefs. Next, you need to forgive consciously, whatever the situation. Winners never allow any situation to block their way. They won't let a single action from someone else to spoil their destiny. Others make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes will hurt you. You need to forgive those that hurt you, whether accidentally or deliberately. Give others another chance. Recognize accidents when they occur and forgive straight away. If someone accidentally spills food on you in a restaurant, accept their apology. This helps you to achieve better results in your life. Learn new skills each day. To be a winner, you need to learn new skills that allow you to think and adapt. Your brain then becomes used to change. This allows you to progress, to take on challenges with ease, and to be more successful. It also helps you to avoid boredom and disappointment, which will hold you back from your legendary life. You mustn't be afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. If you're feeling uncomfortable, this is a good thing. It means your mind is in a good place. We all need and crave growth. You can only achieve this by going through some discomfort. Try the things that worry and frighten you. Keep persevering at them until you've perfected them and are no longer afraid. Telling yourself positive lies until you believe them is a route to be a winner. If you feel different, as if you don't belong, you should embrace it. Being different is good. It means you're unique and special. That's part of living your legendary life. Come to terms with the idea that it's the things that make you different that are instrumental to your success. If you believe that you must conform to the standards of others, you cannot be successful. You'll always be changing yourself, trying to change your life to suit others, not yourself. This isn't the path to a legendary life. Winners don't listen to conspiracy theories and ideas. Those who believe others are plotting against them develop negative thought patterns. These prevent you from achieving your goals and from being the best person you can be. Of course, it's easy to think somebody's trying to derail you and bring you down. This is especially true if you're on a streak of bad luck. However, most people don't have the time to focus on you. They're not that interested in your life. It doesn't matter to them whether you're a success. Don't get sucked into conspiracies. Instead, realize that you have your weaknesses and you need to work on them. Spend your time creating more positive thoughts. If you believe others are good and not trying to harm you, you'll think like a winner. Surround yourself with the right people. Your social circle couldn't be more important to helping you live a legendary life. The people you spend time with can hugely influence your mood. They can change how you look at the world. They can even affect how you think about yourself. If you surround yourself with the right positive people, you can adopt more positivity in your life. You'll adopt more empowering beliefs. If you surround yourself with negative and narrow-minded people, your positivity will suffer. If you're a go-getter, but you're surrounded by those lacking ambition, you'll be held back too. If you're surrounded by those who criticize constantly, you'll lack the confidence to be yourself. Think about the way you feel when you've spent time with those around you. Are you feeling uplifted and positive? Are you ready to embrace challenges and learn new things? Alternatively, are you feeling unsure and upset? Are you struggling to control your emotions? Whether in your personal or professional life, it's hard to let go of toxic relationships. Nobody likes burning bridges. This is especially true when it involves those you've known for ages. However, step outside your comfort zone and growth can begin. If you have one-sided relationships that are bringing you down, you need to set yourself free. This will allow you to focus on the things that matter. When you feel agitated, fearful, or drained after you've spent time with somebody, it means they're bad for you. Remember that proximity is power. The people you spend time with will eventually turn you into a carbon copy of them. Do you want to be a negative person? Do you want to lack ambition? Then it's time to remove them from your life. Instead, find good, positive people to be around you every day. How can you achieve this? Here are a few top tips to get you started. Raise your standards. Everyone has goals to accomplish, but the pursuits in which you invest your time reflect your standards. Your relationships are also a reflection of those standards. So, it's time to raise those standards. Choose not to be around those who distract you and make your life negative. Are you afraid of what might happen if you move on or get rid of those negative people? Find someone who already is a winner. Accelerating success means surrounding yourself with other successful people. Find those who already achieved the results you desire. Find out how their success works. You can do this by spending more time with them. Look at how they respond to conflicts, how they run their relationships, the habits they've established that help them achieve. You can then work on adapting your own life to reflect that strategy. Believe in yourself. Others can sense whether you believe in yourself. When you don't, you tend to attract other people with a similar problem. Accept yourself as the person you are. Acknowledge your talents, gifts, attributes, and strengths. Be kind to yourself and talk to yourself positively. Believing in yourself helps you to attract more positively upbeat people into your circle. Forgive more freely. If you hold resentment, either to others or yourself, you'll have negative energy. This, in turn, attracts negative experiences and people to you. Allow yourself to forgive. Forgive mistakes you and others have made. Recognize that everything happens for a reason. Every experience you have helps you become the best person you can be. Everyone fails from time to time. However, it's only through failure that we can grow and learn. If you've never known failure, you'll never be a success. Allow the more negative memories to go, and you'll have higher and more positive energy. This attracts loving and supportive people to you. Like will attract like. If you want positivity in your life, you need to have positive thoughts. You need to adopt a positive mindset. This attracts other people to you. Embrace those relationships that inspire, motivate, and empower you to achieve the best you can. Celebrate the successes of others together with your successes. This will enable you to surround yourself with other positive people. Focus on staying positive. That alone will bring more positive people into your circle. Be proactive in your approach to life. You need to maximize the potential in every situation and make the most of each minute. If you sit about waiting for things to happen, they never will. You need to pursue the things you desire. Be brave and go after them. Yes, it's frightening, but it's the only way to live a legendary life. It's what a winner would do. In this video, we'll talk about find your place and purpose. It isn't easy to find your purpose and place in the world. It could be the hardest step in living a legendary life. For some people, it takes a lifetime to discover their purpose. Many never even manage to realize it. Yet it's vital if you want to live life to the fullest. How do you know if you're in the wrong place right now? There's a question that you can ask that might help to give you the answer. If a movie was made of your life, would anybody want to go see it? If the answer is no, you're not in the right place for you. Consider how much satisfaction you have in your life. Do you feel satisfied at home, at work, in your social life, in your relationships? If you do, that's an excellent sign. If you don't, however, it's time to implement change. So how can you begin to find your place? Here is some valuable advice. Think about your talents and skills. What do you enjoy and what can you do to benefit the world? The main key to success when it comes to finding your place is to have an open mind. Don't be closed off to new ideas and experiences. Who knows where your path in life might take you? Don't be afraid of trying new and different things. It's only by doing this that you'll be able to discover the things you truly love. Who knows? It might be something totally unexpected. Finding your place may not mean having a luxurious lifestyle or prestigious job. You could be working for minimum wage, but still love what you do. You could live in a rented room in a shared house and still feel fulfilled in your relationships. Happiness means different things to different people. You must identify what makes you happy, and you alone. You don't have to push yourself to achieve things that others tell you that you need to be happy. That only pleases others. Do what pleases you. If things in your life don't make you happy, change them. Perhaps you don't have a talent or skill that you think will benefit the greater good. That's fine. You can still have a purpose and place in life. Maybe you should try volunteering. There are lots of causes you can support, from homeless shelters to animal sanctuaries. When you're helping others, you can feel good about your life and yourself. Focusing on that will move you towards ongoing happiness and a legendary life. It's also important to recognize your limitations, however. Recognizing your full potential is important, but recognizing limitations is equally vital. Persisting in something that you're not suited to will never be the right choice. Put your skills to use elsewhere. Cater to your skill set and abilities when making decisions. That way, you won't waste your time. That said, though, don't be too stationary. If you're unwilling to adapt and change, you'll never live that legendary life you dream of. In this video, we'll learn about embrace positivity. When it comes to living a legendary life, you need to embrace positivity. Focusing on positives, not negatives, is a vital step. Everything in life is how you perceive it to be. Even a terrible situation can be turned into a positive with the right attitude. Don't think I'm stuck here in a line. What a waste of time. Instead, you should think, while I wait, I can spend this unexpected time thinking about my life. Adopting the right mindset. Both positivity and negativity are choices that we make. We could choose to look at the bleak side of any situation. However, that does us no good. Instead, choose to think about the bright side. Look for silver linings whenever you can. Thinking positively reduces the stress you experience in life. It can be all too easy to let the negative thoughts creep in. For example, if you have a difficult task to do that you've never tried before, it's easy to be afraid. Many people immediately jump into thinking, I haven't done this before, so I might fail. Thinking positively reduces the stress you experience in life. Instead, turn it on its head. Look for the positives. Try thinking, I'm going to take this chance to learn a new skill. If you can make a potentially stressful situation a positive one, that benefits your mental health. It's also important to appreciate the things that you have. Whatever situation you're in your life, there's something to be grateful for. Many of us naturally take the things and people in our lives for granted, but when we do this, we always end up wanting more. We're looking for something new all the time. Try taking time to reflect on the things you do have. Feel grateful for even the smallest things. This helps you to feel happy now. Do you feel as if you've got nothing to be grateful for? Then you just aren't looking for it. Everyone has something to feel thankful about, no matter how difficult their situation. Do you have a family around you? Do you have somewhere safe to sleep tonight? Have you had enough to eat today? Do you have friends that you can rely on? Have you got enough money to pay your bills this month? Look at the basics first. Once you begin, it becomes easier to see all the things in your life that are good. Make a habit of listing all the things that you're grateful for at the end of each day. Nothing is too small or insignificant to be listed. Maybe you received a phone call from a relative or friend. Perhaps somebody smiled at you on the bus. Did your manager praise you at work? You may have finished a project you've been working on, or tried something new for the first time. Even the fact that the sun was shining is enough to feel gratitude for. One trait to be aware of and to avoid is jealousy. Jealousy is negative and will only lead to loss in your life. When you're jealous of others, you'll end up pushing them away. Being envious of possessions is pointless. They don't really matter in the long run. When you find you feel jealous, focus on the things you have yourself. Forget about what other people have. As stated before, look for things to be grateful for in your own life. Practicing gratitude helps to ward off jealousy. Rather than being jealous of others, try turning that negative into a positive. Set up the thing that you desire as one of your goals. You'll no longer be envious and angry. Instead, you'll be focusing on the positive step you need to take forward in your life. This is how you move towards a legendary lifestyle. Whatever you do, you must stop complaining. This is one of the most negative traits of all. Those who complain can never attract positive people in their lives. As we pointed out earlier, having positive people around you is vital for success. Therefore, stop whining about your problems and shortcomings. Instead, focus on why you feel you have cause to complain. What can you do about it to change the situation? Look at it as an opportunity to grow and learn. By turning it into a learning experience, you'll no longer have anything to complain about. In this video, we'll talk about dedicate time to what matters most. Who doesn't wish they had more time in their life? Whether to spend with friends or loved ones, to study or to exercise more, time is a scarce commodity. Unfortunately, there are only 24 hours in a day. That means we have a limited amount of time to fit everything in. Modern life is extremely busy. Between your work, family, and your social life, you can feel rushed off your feet. This means that, despite our best intentions, something must take a back seat. So, how do you manage your time better? How do you dedicate time to things that matter most? The importance of personal relationships. What matters most to you? Take the time to think about it. Knowing the things that hold the most importance in your life is the key to putting them first. Most of us find when we think about it that our relationships are the most important thing. Whether those relationships are with a partner, parents, children, siblings, or even friends, they are vital to our happiness. Yet all too often, it's relationships that get put on the back burner so we can concentrate on other things. How many times have you been late home because of work? To live a legendary life, you need to be happy. To be happy, you need to focus on your relationships. Yes, work is important, but so are those around you who mean the most. Therefore, you need to work out a way to prioritize and dedicate more time to the things that matter most. How can you do this? How can you dedicate time to the people you care about without bringing down other areas of your life? Here are some tips to follow. Minimize, then minimize again. Clutter in any aspect of your life is pointless and limiting. Tidying, both physically and metaphorically, will help you to be happier. Eliminate anything that isn't necessary. Are you spending time with someone you don't care about because you feel you should? Do you have a toxic friend making demands on your time and stopping you from being with your family? It's time to get rid of them. Remove anything that doesn't bring you happiness. Less is always more. Busyness isn't the same as value. We have a culture of running about to complete one task after another. We tend to think that this is being productive and makes us more valuable in society. This simply isn't true. Staying busy is a way of distracting yourself. It keeps you from focusing on things you need to expend energy on. Slow down. The world won't come to an end, and you'll be able to see the things you've been overlooking. See the difference between effectiveness and efficiency. Time is precious. You need to allocate it to only the most important things. That means you need to be both efficient and effective. If you're only effective, that can be time-consuming. If you're only efficient, the results can be sloppy. Whenever you approach a task, it should be approached with both things in mind. When we take this in the context of your relationships, it means being genuine and present in every interaction. Stay focused on one task at a time. How often have you decided to check one email and then ended up in work mode for hours? You need to put your focus on a single task and hold that focus. It's hard to stick to your plan. It's easy to allow checking one email to turn into replying to a raft of messages. Yet if you practice, you'll find it becomes a habit. This will give you more time to focus on the important things. You'll avoid the distractions that take up too much of your time and energy. Address the root cause of your problems. When there are unresolved issues, they'll always be on your mind. That means you cannot be truly present in any other activity you undertake. Tackle the problem head on. Don't hide from it by spending longer at work. Are you experiencing a work problem that won't go away? Deal with it straight away. Shying away just leads to deeper problems and a greater drain on your time. Be brave. Confront your issues. You'll be better for it in the long run. Stay organized. When you have time to spend with your family and friends, you don't want distractions. Make sure that you have time for everything and keep everything to its set schedule. Work is for work hours. Don't bring it home. Have a time set aside for housework so it doesn't spill over into family time. Staying organized gives you the mental space to put your focus on the moment. You'll be able to enjoy time with the people that matter without distractions. In this video, we'll discover about build others up, don't tear them down. One important thing to remember when thinking about living a legendary life is this. Your light won't shine any brighter by putting someone else's out. Building yourself up by putting others down is never going to make you happy in the long run. Instead, showing genuine appreciation of other people is a better route to joy. Building others up instead of tearing them down will benefit both of you. You'll make that person happy in doing so. It'll make you feel good, too. The importance of praise. When you pass positive information on about somebody else, you're empowering that person and you. How does this work? Essentially, you're breeding positivity. When you praise someone, they feel good about themselves. They feel as if they've achieved something good. Meanwhile, you'll feel good about yourself for making someone else happy. This encourages positive vibes all around. When you praise other people, it shows that you look for positives in other people. You're looking for good things before you see the bad. That means others will trust you and like you. When you're liked and trusted, you feel positive about yourself. You'll also be able to surround yourself with other positive people, and we already know that's important. Even better, if you're praising other people, others will be much more likely to give you praise in return. Essentially, you'll be in a positive feedback loop that sets you up for success. Of course, you do need to stay genuine. You shouldn't give praise when it isn't due. Compliment others too much, and its value will be negated. In this video, we'll talk about be yourself. Be yourself is the 10th thing on our list of things to consider. to bring your legendary life closer. That doesn't mean that it's the least important. It's just as important, if not more, than any of the other things we've addressed here. Too many of us feel pressured into trying to be someone other than ourselves. Whether at work or at home, there's often the pressure to conform to expectations. Others are often trying to influence the person that you are. However, you always need to be you. Be yourself both outside and in. If you know yourself at the deepest level, you'll have a better chance of a fulfilling, happy life. If you don't know yourself or establish suitable boundaries, you could be pushed about too easily. That leads to dissatisfaction and unhappiness in the long run. Conforming to others' expectations is an easy option. However, it's also the coward's way. You need to be brave. It requires courage to be true to yourself, but it's certainly worthwhile. It can be a real challenge to maintain your sense of yourself through the distractions and influences of others. Yet if you want to achieve your fullest potential in life, it all begins with you being yourself. Embrace who you are. Why do you need to embrace the person you truly are? Here are some of the reasons why it's important. You'll be able to align your life with your own beliefs and values. If you aren't being yourself, you'll end up taking on others' beliefs and values. This ends up in you conforming to expectations and thought patterns of others. How can you live a legendary life if you're living in this way? You'll be able to establish an identity all your own. Then, whatever may occur in your life, you'll always know exactly who you are. That means you'll know how to react. You'll know what your response should be. There'll be no second guessing what you should or shouldn't say or do. Yes, you may sometimes feel distracted or lost. However, when you're sure of yourself, you'll eventually get on track again. You won't lose yourself. You'll grow in courage. It requires great bravery to go against the crowd and take your own path. Staying true to your own identity is challenging. Your inner strength will grow, and whatever may happen, you'll know just how you should handle it. You'll be able to set yourself boundaries. If you're yourself all the time, you'll know your limits. You'll have set yourself boundaries that cannot be broken. When those boundaries are crossed, you'll know. You'll never allow anyone to take advantage or walk over you. That keeps you from the frustration that only serves to bring you down and keep you from that legendary life. You'll find direction and focus for your life. If you're yourself all the time, you'll be aware of the goals you need to accomplish. You'll also be clear about how you're going to accomplish them. Having this direction leads to you being able to achieve that legendary lifestyle. Remember, whatever you go through in your life, there's only one thing you can rely on. Only one person will remain constant, you. So be true to that special, wonderful person. Only then can you embark on the legendary life you desire. So, what can you take from this course to living a legendary life? By now, you should know how to get started with achieving this goal. You know the importance of identifying where the problems in your life lie. You also know how to get started with visualizing the future you desire. This is the first step towards your heart's desire. Making active decisions is key to living a legendary life. Think carefully about the things you want most in your life. Then pursue them relentlessly. Devise a plan, then take the necessary steps to attain them. Be decisive within your everyday life. Never let other people pressure you into taking decisions that aren't the right ones for you. It's also important to put yourself in a place where you're ready to embrace the challenge of a legendary lifestyle. Physically and mentally, you need to be prepared to take on whatever may happen. If you're unwell, anxious, or depressed, you cannot focus on your goals properly. Eating well and exercising sufficiently will help you to be in good physical shape. Give your body the best chance possible to cope with anything life throws at you. If you're healthy and fit, you're in a good place to cope. Being in a good mental place is equally important. Take time for yourself. Love yourself. Show yourself the care and attention that you'd show to a loved one. You deserve it. Take the time to be mindful and meditate. This will help you to focus, de-stress, and keep your mind clear to pave the way to success. Practice yoga and meditation regularly to beat off anxiety and depression. When you're mentally well as physically well, you'll be doubly ready to take on challenges. You also now know the importance of your mindset. Think like a winner. Only then can you become one. Surround yourself with positivity and banish negativity. When you have other positive people around you, you can thrive. You'll begin to draw in positivity from them and give it back in return. This helps you to achieve the happiness that you need for a legendary life. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone or banish toxic people from your life. Only by putting yourself in the right environment can you succeed and live your best life. Be true to yourself. Set your boundaries and live by your values. Only then can you experience true freedom and happiness. You'll never have to conform to what others expect of you. You'll also never be taken advantage of or pushed around. No matter what may happen in your life, you'll have the necessary resources to handle it. You'll never be lost or coerced into doing something that isn't right for you. Instead, you'll be ready to face challenges head on. You'll overcome anything that comes your way and come out of the other side a stronger person. Essentially, you'll be wired for greatness.